out of the new crop of guys, who did you see the most in as far as talent went, and who did you enjoy working with the young green guys who were in a tax bracket below?
Well, Brian Pillman, who was just a step above them when they first brought him in. I used to love to work Brian Pillman on TV because he would listen, and that's so important. I knew my job. It wasn't to take advantage of you. I knew what you could do, what Brian could do anything. If you can remember Art Barr, when they brought him in,
the
juicer.
Yeah.
He had never worked TV. He had never met me. He comes over to me and he shakes my hand and he said, I know we've never met. He said, but Bobby Eaton told me to just keep my mouth shut and listen. And I went out and worked Art Barr his first match as the juicer, but they listened. And if you go back and watch these matches, I knew my place, and it was to make the juicer look like the greatest thing in the world. So I remember when Johnny B. Bad got his first contract, and there's several guys. Dusty gave him the contract. They sit right down and signed it, gave it back. And Dusty said, well, wait a minute. Don't you want a lawyer to look at it? And several of them, Johnny B. Bad said, listen, I was broke. What do you mean a lawyer? Anything you give me, and Johnny B. Bad, who I love to death, he would listen. There was a lot of them that after you could control Van Hammer, he was real good. But it was just, okay, let's change things up. But they forgot the most important thing, that when that bell rings, you still got to know how to wrestle. And Johnny B. Bad said that years later, that he wished he would have took more time, because, he looked like $1 million. And then the bell rung and now we got to wrestle. But, James, right in this same time frame, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but this was an incident for me. This was when Johnny B. Bad was in the dressing room. Scott Hall had come in, not as Scott Hall, but
the Diamond Stud.
Diamond Stud. So I'm wrestling Van Hammer. This is TV. They got Van Hammer in the ring. And at that time, I'd already given my life to the Lord, James, and I was speaking in youth rallies all over the country. Well, on the back of my trunks, I just had airbrushed John 3:16, my favorite Bible verse. I put the trunks on, Atlanta TV. Van Hammer's in the ring, shaking his head, waiting on me. I get ready to go through the curtain, and Grizzly Smith grabbed my arm and said, hold on. He said, we got a problem. And jokingly, I said, well, that usually happens after I wrestle. He said, no, those trunks. He said, what is that on the back? And Van Hammer is waiting on me in the ring. And I said, well, it's the Bible verse. He said, well, you cannot wear that on TV. And I've always been respectful, James, but this time, when I looked over and saw Johnny B. Bad, with the lips on his butt, Diamond Stud, I thought, wait a second. Are you kidding me? You can go out with this on, and I can't. I wasn't going out there to preach or anything. I'm going out there to get killed by Van Hammer. But you know what they did? It's an amazing story. They made me take those trunks off. I can't believe people sit there and waited for Van Hammer to bounce his head for 2 hours. They made me turn my trunks inside out. Can you believe that? And I did. I mean, I went to the ring, but it was just amazing that in that special time, I said, you kidding me? We better worry about drawing money. They took me in a room. They had a big meeting. I thought, what the heck did I do? But they did. I had to turn them tights inside out.